And again, I'd like to welcome you all to our Thursday 1:30 p.m. session, which will be covering classic games for your iPad, and we'll be covering card games today. And again, thank you so much for coming on to today's session. By the way, I am holding my iPad vertically. Usually my presentations, you can hold your iPads horizontally or have them standing horizontally, but I recommend you have your iPad vertically or rotated vertically for today's session. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read our disclaimer before we get started. The WildTech DC Senior iPad program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual help, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information in any applications or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners, or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see me, hear me, see the screen, I'd really appreciate if you could send a chat for that. Thank you so much. In order to keep these meetings organized and of course avoid talking over each other, have some kind of etiquette, I just ask that you use the raise hand feature as we go over during our sessions. So, during or at the end of our sessions, you'll have the opportunity to ask questions using this feature. So if you ever have a question, comment, concern, you need to raise your hand in Zoom. You do that by tapping more at the top right of Zoom when you're in a Zoom meeting, and then you'll see it says raise hand. So I want everyone in Zoom to please raise their hand. So I know that you're here, that you're present, ready to learn. Again, you know how to ask a question, you know how to respond to somebody, you know how to share your reaction, your thoughts, anything. So in order for us to call you in the order that you raise your hand, so you have to raise your hand in Zoom. So always looking for as close to 100%. So thank you to more than half of you for raising your hands already. We're at 24 hands. I love it. Thank you so much. If you have not raised your hand, again, you can do that by tapping more at the top right, these three dots, and then you can tap raise hand. And then at the bottom of the screen, it will say your hand is raised. So that's how you can see if your hand is raised by looking at the bottom of your screen, okay? So we're at 28 hands. Thank you, 29. Let's see who will be lucky number 30. Lucky number 30. Thank you to Ms. Laverne for being number 30. I really appreciate that. And really appreciate all of your participation. We're about 3/4 of the way there. I think that's one of the best percentages I've seen from you all. So thank you all so much. You can all lower your hand by hitting lower at the bottom. Okay, so again, the bottom it will say your hand is raised, and then it will say lower. For the folks that just got into our session today, again, you can raise your hand in Zoom if you ever have a question by tapping more at the top right, and then you can hit raise hand if you ever have a question, a comment, reaction, concern, any of the above, okay? Thank you so much. If in addition to raising your hand, if you wanna send literally a reaction or congrats or a thumbs up, you can do that by hitting any icon below raise hand. You'll see you can send some claps or a thumbs up or a heart, or you can hit the three dots right here and choose any emoji that Apple has to offer and send it as a reaction. You can see everyone else's reactions in the participants menu as well. So I'm on my desktop, I can see a heart by Louise, thank you. Thank you for your laughs. Oh, who did Mr. Harold, I love the card one. That fits it with today, so thank you so much. I used the red one in the email today, so that's a lot of fun. They have an emoji for everything, so yeah, lots of emojis. Thank you so much. Again, below raise hand, you can only send one at a time, but if you change it, we'll see it. And then again, if you hit these three dots, you can choose any emoji that is there. But I like to send my thumbs up. If I ask for a thumbs up from you all, then you can send a thumbs up as a reaction. And so that's a lot of fun. Thank you all so much. Last but not least, if you want to communicate with others non-verbally, the chat is a great way to share hello, good afternoon, happy Thursday, we have a great day, you know, things of that nature. You can ask your question in the chat as well. You can congratulate others, encourage others, again, share reaction. You can share anything in the chat. You can do that by tapping more at the top right. And again, I want everyone to send a chat in Zoom as practice, but also to, you know, send a chat and say your hello, right? You tap more, then you tap on chat, okay? When you hit chat, the meeting chat window will come up, and then it will say tap here to chat or tap a message to reply. So when you tap in that little gray box, you'll be able to type your message in and send it using the blue triangle button on the right-hand side. So again, you tap on more, then chat, then tap here to chat, then type your message in and send it using the blue triangle button on the right-hand side. So if I want to go to Zoom, and as you can see, I can hit more, and then, you know, do the raise hand, do the reaction like before. But if I hit chat, you see it says send to everyone. Make sure it says send to everyone. If you want to send it to everyone, you tap where it says tap here to chat, and you type your message in. So I'm going to send a hello, and I'm going to send an emoji. Let's see, that one. There you go. Isn't that easy? You can just scroll through and use any emoji that you want as well. So you can use your reactions. You can use emojis in the chat as well. So let me find animals in nature. And it is a rainy day, but I love rain. It smells really great outside. So as some of you done, which I see, you can also send a picture in Zoom as well. You see on the left of tap here to chat, you can hit the plus, and then you can hit a photo, and you're able to add a photo from your Photos app. So let me find, again, this picture, my daily art that I really enjoyed. I can send this picture in the chat as well. So any picture you have in your Photos app, you can add to the Zoom chat. So when you can't control what's happening, challenge it. That's great. Yes, Mr. Harold. I love that quote. Thank you so much for that. You can share resources and information, quotes, you know, prayers, anything you like to share in the chat. You know, you may never know whose day it might make. Oh, I love it, Miss Lorraine. I love that picture. So you know what I can do? Well, in any chat, I can reply. So like, rain is good, Miss Mary. I'm gonna hold on Miss Mary's message with my finger, and then I can hit reply and write yes, right? And send it. So I just replied to Miss Mary's message. And then for Miss Lorraine's, if I wanted to save this picture, I can either hold it like before, and you see it says save image, or I can tap on it, and then you see these three dots at the bottom right. And then if you tap that, I can hit save image. So I can save that picture for later. So thank you, Miss Lorraine. I'll add that one to as a background for our next module 6. So good job, and thank you so much for that. So that's how you use the chat, you all. You know, it's nice to share a, you know, hello or good afternoon or hi, you know, have a great day. Again, it makes us feel, you know, like we're all together. So wow, 40 messages in the chat. That's amazing. I love all the emojis, greetings, and yes, we're gonna have a wonderful day. Yes, Yvonne, whenever you're in emojis, or when you're in the emojis, you can hit the search, the magnifying glass you see at the bottom left next to ABC. You can even search for emojis. So if I want to type in rain, you see the rain emojis come up. Or if I type in sun, you see all the sun emojis come up. So when you're in the emojis part, you can then go to the search by hitting the magnifying glass at the bottom left. Okay? Yeah, so let's have fun. So today we're going to be covering, again, some history of card games, how these games arose in popularity, and some fun facts and videos as well. We'll be covering two apps today. I usually cover three apps with you all, but the other one actually is not available to download anymore. And sometimes that does happen where an app does becomes offline in a way. So just we'll try to explore something else, and I had something in mind. So we'll cover our two apps, Tiki Solitaire Tri-Peaks. So it's a solitaire game, and Skip-Bo. So if you ever played Skip-Bo or Solitaire before, I know you'll like these games. Last but not least, we'll have our overview and discussion and talk about how card games have positively impacted our lives. So again, I hope you all enjoy, and please let me know if you cannot see me, hear me, see the screen. Really appreciate that. So first up is a history of card games, because it's always good to look at what came before us and to have a little bit of context on what we're doing. Okay, so what are card games? Card games are games that are played using a deck of playing cards, either the standard deck of 52 cards, number and face cards like Jack, Queen, King, Ace, etc., or with specialized decks that have additional cards or unique rules. So some popular card games include Bridge, a strategic game played by two teams of two, sorry, there's a typo, focusing on communication and bidding. I've never played Bridge before, so send a thumbs up in their reactions if you played Bridge before. Love to see it. We also have Solitaire, is a very popular game, a single player game where the main goal is to arrange cards in a specific sequence. I love Solitaire, and I played it since I was a kid, so on and off, not as much as I used to, but I still love the concept of the game. There's also Rummy. Never really got into Rummy myself. It's a group of matching card games where the goal is to form sets of cards. Last but not least, Blackjack, a casino game where players try to accumulate cards with a total value close to 21 without exceeding it while competing against the dealer. So if you have ever seen the Game Show Network and you've seen a show called Catch 21, it's using Blackjack as a base. So it's quite an interesting game, and there's a lot of ways to go about it. So those are some popular card games. So again, if you have experienced any of them, you could share that in the chat, what you liked about it, etc. And that's a lot of fun. We got a thumbs up in the participants. Oh, Mr. Mickens, thanks for letting us know that you played some Bridge. I need some lessons myself. So here are some card game fun facts for you all. So the King of Hearts is the only king in a standard deck without a mustache. So look, if I zoom in on this picture, look, again, the King of Hearts is the only king in a standard deck without a mustache. So I wish I could zoom in a little bit more, but look at that King of Hearts. Did you all know that? No mustache on the King of Hearts. Wow. Also, the term wild card originated from the game of poker, where a designated card can represent any other card in the deck. So many card games these days have a wild card, so now you know where the term came from. 3, the Guinness World Record for the largest card tower ever built stands at over 26 feet tall, constructed with over 218,000 cards in 2010 by Brian Berg. And we actually have the video right here of his creation, and I hope you all enjoy this fun tidbit of information.
The thing that people want to see the most is the implosion, for a number of reasons. One, it's just cool. And number two, it dispels all the rumors about falsities. So when I knock the House of Cards down, it qualifies the work. It's kind of like when a composer
Look at that deck
dies,
of cards
then
fall.
their music becomes great. So for me, this house of cards here is everyone's favorite at the moment, but only when it is flat on the floor and dead and gone will
Look
it
at that.
kind
Isn't
of
that
be
amazing?
this
They're
great
just
thing that
cards.
everyone remembers. And it's because at that point it will have become
All playing
legitimate in the
cards.
sense that it was proven to be real. So for me, the implosion is like the symbolic ending, completion of the project. You know, I'm always very critical of myself and like what my work ends up looking like. So it took me a great amount of time to kind of figure out, you know, at what point does it sort of jog out a bit and then a bit again and then, you know, a bit again. How long does it do that and when does it go in and when should there be a chorus and all those kinds of little mannerisms. And it's very difficult to get right.
How
I'm not a very
meticulous is
good
that?
card player. Oddly, I've spent a lot of my life in casinos. I've seen some people play some pretty big money in the casinos, and it's been quite a rush just to watch that happen, no matter which way it went. I will play some slots occasionally, or you know, I might throw a few bucks down on roulette just to do it. It's really hard to resist. However, growing up, I did play a lot of cards with my grandfather, the one who got me started stacking cards. But as far as me walking into a casino and sitting at a table for an evening, probably not.
Look at all those cards. My goodness. All that work. I know, right? Missionary. Yep, his icon Brian's amazing build of London's iconic Houses of Parliament consisted of roughly 50,201 cards. Wow. How many decks of cards is that? Thousands, right? Yep. His current word record for the world's largest playing card structure consists of 218,792 freestanding cards.
I want to know how to do this. I teach them.
Just, I think we didn't see this portion last time. This is a quick 1 minute card, how to card stack tutorial. I haven't seen this part, so let's
So
just watch it for a minute.
the first thing that I always teach people to do if they want to know how to do this, I teach them how to build this little 4 card cell right here. That's really the very beginnings of all
Wow.
of this. And
How
if
is it,
you
how is it
take that
standing up like
little
that?
four
I
card
just,
cell and you keep
it's
adding
just
cards
amazing,
to it,
right?
you're going to notice that you end up with all these little boxes. And
Mm-hmm.
these little boxes are very, very strong because, for example, that card that's right in there, it can't lean this way, it can't lean this way. Likewise, um, this card right here can't lean this way or this way, and it also cannot bend because it's got cards, you know, here keeping it from bending and here, you know, keeping it from bending. So you've got this structure that will hold, you know, hundreds and hundreds of times its own weight. And it's possible to take this little, you know, I call it the grid, off in any direction, and you'll notice from what I was building out there, you probably saw me building some of this. So this is kind of the most basic, and it's kind of the workhorse of card stacking.
Wow. So that's really, that's insane. And just to think about, that's how, our buildings and a lot of our structures are made by the lattice work, the grid work that you see. So even if it's just cards, that can apply to a lot bigger things, because a lot of big things consist of a lot of little things, right? So, just by knowing this or by doing this, shows a lot on how our world is, created. So I hope you all enjoyed that video. The bicycle brand of playing cards introduced in 1885 is one of the most recognized and widely used playing card brands in the world. So I've definitely heard of a bicycle pack of playing cards. So, it's very popular. 1885. So in about 60 years, it'll be, 200 years old. So I just can't imagine that, right? It's been there for so long. So here are some fun facts that you may have not known about card games. Next up is a video. Just like before, we watched a video on these tabletop games. Now we're going to learn a little bit more in-depth history on how our card games came to be. So again, I hope you all enjoy this video.
Hi, I'm Andre Meadows, and this is Crash Course Games. Today we're going to be talking about playing cards, gaming artifacts that have truly
See, it
stood the
even has
test
a
of time.
bicycle
These
set
simple,
right
small
there.
pieces of paper have been entertaining people for over a millennium. There's a countless variety of card games, from Go Fish to Yu-Gi-Oh! To Solitaire, which you probably play once or twice on your computer when you're supposed to be working. And if you need more proof that they're an unrivaled phenomenon, we even have a gaming mecca in the middle of the Nevada desert thanks to the popularity of gambling card games. There was even an entire family of cards that branched off hundreds of years ago and became the modern fortune-telling cards we know as tarot. The 20th and 21st centuries have seen a rebirth of the card game. Magic the Gathering helped create the trading card game craze, and games like Dominion helped popularize deck building games. So let's shuffle into the history of card games and see why they are so popular and what effect they have on people and culture. I want to start with the story of a man, Seth Manfield. Seth had a particularly great 2015. He played a life-changing card game, winning the title of world champion and walking away $50,000 richer. During the game, he commanded 4 siege rhinos, 3 den protectors, and even Tessiger, the Golden Fang. That's right. Seth was playing Magic the Gathering. And just like Seth, Joe McKeon also had a great 2015. Joe was the World Series of Poker champion that year. The 24-year-old from Philadelphia walked away with a cool $7.6 million after winning his first ever World Series of Poker. So how do we
That's
reach the
amazing.
point where people
Well,
make a living playing card games professionally? Well, it turns out that many cultures and civilizations have always enjoyed a good game of cards. Let's go to the thought bubble. Most scholars agree that playing cards were invented in Imperial China as early as the 9th century Tang
and
Dynasty. These
that's where
cards were
we're
originally
traveling
based on
to
paper
tomorrow. We're
currency of the
traveling to
time. But because
China.
using real money was inconvenient and risky, they substituted play money known as money-suited cards. There were 2 varieties, Let Chi from the south of China that used 4 suits and Quan Pai that had a heavy focus on coin imagery. By the 13th century, the Persians had Ganjifa, which was probably introduced by the Mongols or traded on the Silk Road. And then the Mughals brought these cards to India in the 16th century. In India, the cards took on a circular shape that kind of looked like the game Pog from the 90s. And moving further west, the Egyptians had a card game known as Mamluk, which arrived sometime during the 12th or 13th centuries. These ornately hand-painted cards were of Islamic origin and named after the Mamluk Sultanate of Egypt. A complete 15th century pack contained 4 suits, polo sticks, coins, swords, and cups, and 3 additional court
Those are
cards,
cool.
king, vice king, and second vice king. Gaming scholar David Parlett claims that Egypt's Mamluk entered southern Europe in the 14th century, which is just one of many theories. But what we do know for sure is that France's King Charles VI purchased 3 packs of playing cards in 1392. These cards featured similar imagery to the Mamluk cards with cups, swords, coins, and batons, but also had 22 extra high cards that eventually became tarot cards used by mystics for divination. And as playing
Tarot
cards
cards.
traveled to many European
That's
countries,
amazing.
their suits evolved with them. The Italians had cups, coins, clubs, and swords, and the Germans had hearts, bells, acorns, and leaves. But it was the French who created the
Leaves
established
as a
suits we know
suit?
today:
Oh my
hearts,
goodness.
diamonds, clubs, and spades. Thanks, Thought Bubble. So
We
what
got to thank
about
the
that
French for
joker
our
we
current
usually see in a
ones.
deck of cards? Well, the US was responsible for that. The card started out as the highest trump card in euchre, and then was adopted into poker as a wild card and renamed the joker.
Oh, I've heard of Yucca only in like a cartoon. I That's the only way I know what Yucca is, but I've heard it was really, really complicated for whatever reason. So if you've ever, played Yucca or heard of Yucca, please share that in the chat as well. Or you can send a reaction too.
Poker is one of the most well-known betting games. Poker can trace its ancestry back to the 16th century with the Spanish game of Primero, nicknamed Poker's mother. By the 17th century, the French had a popular betting game known as Pogue, and by the 18th century, Germans had a similar game called Poken. These two games established betting and bluffing mechanics that would become a key component to modern poker. French colonists brought Pogue to Canada, which then followed immigrants as they traveled down the Mississippi River to New Orleans. It eventually spread throughout the country in gaming parlors on riverboats. It was growing rapidly in popularity, and in 1834, Jonathan H. Green, different John Green, wrote that this new cheating game was dominating the boats and replacing the popular three-card Monte games, and went on to coin the term poker in his book on gaming. And the game of poker continued to spread, becoming a staple in Western saloons. Poker had continued to increase in popularity, spawning versions like 7-Card Stud and Texas Hold'em, solidifying its place within the gambling community. Now, before I reach modern times, we should also briefly cover the origin of trading card games. Trading card games are defined as games that are mass-produced to be purchased and incorporated within a player's deck for strategic play. The first real trading card game, or TCG, was the baseball card game, published in 1904 by the Allegheny Card Company. The game consisted of 104 player cards that deck builders could supposedly collect to compete within the game. But because this game was only a prototype and never mass-produced, the deck building component was never fully realized. 1993 saw the first modern trading card game, Magic the Gathering. Invented by game designer and math professor Dr. Richard Garfield, the entire initial 2.6 million print run sold out within the first month, encouraging the publisher, Wizards of the Coast, to print another 7.3 million cards before its official release. Another 35 million cards will be printed between 1993 and 2007. And as of 2015, there are 13,651 different cards in 11 languages, attracting an estimated 20 million players. In 1996, the Pokemon trading card game was released in Japan by Media Factory. Now, there were other Pokemon sets before this, but this was the first set based on the Pokemon video games, and would eventually be brought to the US in 2003. As of 2015, there are a total of 125 Pokemon trading card game sets, and nearly 15 billion of these cards have been produced worldwide. There is even an official Pokemon League where players can compete against others in their community. And the Pokemon card game is so popular that it switched roles and became the inspiration for several Pokemon card game video games, including Pokemon TCG Online and Pokemon Card GB2. So what makes the TCG so popular? Well, Mark Rosewater, the head designer for Magic the Gathering, stated it was the player's ability to customize and personalize their decks with a near endless supply of cards for success. He said, if you compare it to something like Monopoly, every time you play, you're getting a pretty similar experience. But what's neat about Magic is that the game itself keeps changing. It's about exploring, and you get to constantly rediscover it. And people have certainly continued to discover it. According to 2008 sales data, trading card games earn around $800 million just in North America. But it's not just the sales and prevalence of these games that make them significant. They are also having an impact on our lives. Human-computer interaction assistant Professor Jeff Kaufman from Carnegie Mellon conducted a study in 2015 that used a new research method known as embedded game design in a series of card games. Kaufman wanted to see if he could decrease gender biases in people by including pro-equality messages in card games without making those messages too blatant. He found that his games encouraged people to have increased social identity complexity, which is basically a measure of tolerance in groups. Players tended to think more broadly and inclusively about social groups. They also had stronger and more assertive responses to multiple kinds of social bias. Basically, the games encourage participants to embrace diversity. It may not always be as obvious in a game like Pokemon TCG or Yu-Gi-Oh, but the study helps to show the small role card games may play in bringing people together. Playing cards and their games have continued to have a hold on the public and players. There are many major card games we didn't even have a chance to talk about, like Blackjack, Gin Rummy, even Uno. Draw 4, and of course trading card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG and the classic Legend of the Five Rings. And while you play games with physical cards with people in the same room, one unique aspect of the modern age is the digital card game. In Blizzard's Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft, players go online to play and collect TCG cards as they would in real life. The difference, of course, is that there's nothing physical to own, but the cards come with animations and sounds. The game is increasing in popularity and shows the merger between modern tech and traditional gaming mechanics. Regardless, the point is cards and card games have forever changed gaming, even in the modern age. They show no signs of stopping and are even responsible for some of our video games. Remember those century-old Hanafuda cards that was made by that company called Nintendo, who now has Pokemon, who is card games and video games? That's full circle right there. Isn't that right, Evie? You are Evie, right? We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Crash Course Games is filmed in the
So again, I think one of the main points is especially that the diversity that is within these games, and you know, you really feel like you're you know, a part or that character in the game. So it really embraces, you know, being tolerant and, you know, have that diversity mindset as well when playing these games, because everyone can enjoy card games, everyone can have a great time together. So again, thank you so much for watching that with me, and hopefully you learned something new. So now we'll be covering our apps for today, and our two main apps, and then we'll do a little treasure hunt or a search for a third app together, okay? But first up is Tiki Solitaire Tri-Peaks. So Tiki Solitaire Tri-Peaks offers over 3,000 levels to wander and win free coins. Train your brain playing alongside Tiki in this free solitaire game. Travel through the levels to see the most stunning visuals as you play. And if you like classic card games like Mahjong, Pyramid, Solitaire, and puzzle games, you'll have a grand time playing Tiki Solitaire Tri-Peaks. So before we go into the app, we're gonna watch a video on how to play this version of Solitaire. So again, how to play Tri-Peak Solitaire, and then we'll see how the game and if there are any differences between the two versus the original. So again, once you watch this ad, we'll learn how to play Tri-Peaks Solitaire.
Tri-Peak Solitaire is a fun solitaire variation where you try to destroy different pyramids or peaks by removing cards from them. To set up the game, first, place 3 cards face down on the table, each in their own pile. Then, place 2 cards face down below each of those 3 cards, followed by 3 cards face down below each pair of 2 cards, so you have 3 pyramids. Finally, make a 4th row with 10 face-up cards that connects each of the pyramids. Place the rest of the cards to the side to make the stockpile. To play the game, flip the top card on the stockpile face up. Then, look for face-up cards you can remove from the pyramids. You can move any face-up card that is 1 rank above or below the face-up stockpile card onto that card. The suit and color of the cards don't matter in this version of Solitaire. If both of the face-up cards blocking a face-down card in a pyramid are removed, flip the face-down card face up. If you run out of moves, flip up the next face-down card on the stockpile. You can do this as many times as you need to. If you run out of face-down cards in the stockpile, flip over the face-up cards and cycle through them again. Keep playing until you remove all of the cards from the pyramids, or get stuck and can't make any more moves.
Yep, and that's how you play Tri-Peaks Solitaire. So if you want to download the app, we're going to go to the App Store and do a search as always. So again, you're going to go to the App Store on your iPad, however way you get there. So I'm going to go to the App Store, and then at the bottom right, you'll see the search. So that is how you search for an app or any app or type of app that you want to download. So when I hit search, you see at the top it says games, apps, stories, and more. And that's where you're going to type your search. So if I want to do Solitaire or Tri-Peak Solitaire, I'm going to have to type in Tri-Peak Solitaire. And it's right here. I can either tap the result, and it's a lot easier. And on the top right is the app, Tiki Solitaire Tri-Peaks. So you'll say get if you have not downloaded the app yet, and then it'll take you through the process to then enter in your Apple ID information, and you'll be able to download the app. And then once you do, it'll be in your home screen, but you're also able to open it from the App Store as well. So again, Tiki Solitaire Tri-Peaks. We're going to go into the app and have some fun. So let me go ahead and find it. Yep, Solitaire. And again, let's have some fun. So show you some rounds, and then we'll go from there. So anytime a prompt comes up on your screen, just make sure you follow through to see what it's asking to get, to choose the best response for you. So do you want personalized ads to track? Yes or no? So up to you. I'm going to say not to track. Okay, any prompts that come up on the screen, make sure you follow through with each one. Yep, just taking a second to load. And there you go. Yep, and then every day you get some coins, because just for logging in. Then again, this tells you there's a leaderboard. I'm gonna hit the X. First, I'm gonna go to the menu, and I can adjust the audio so you all can hear me. And there's like a guide and help here as well. So I have used this app before, so I can't go back to the very beginning, but you'll see a quick tutorial in the beginning of when you open the app up on how to play. So I'll start off in a simple level, like level 1, level 2, just to show you the basics on how to play. So I'm going to go to the first level. Again, there are many levels. If you played like Candy Crush, like games like that, same kind of deal. So I'm going to hit play. And let's play a game. So again, you see that it's set up in the same way like the video. You have kind of the pyramids, and then you have the card here at the bottom, and then you have to either do one up or down. So I can either put a jack or a 9 on this 10. So I'm gonna do this 9 over here, and then I can do a 10 or an 8. So I have either option there, right? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the 10 because I have a 9 over there on the left, and then I can do 8. So that way I can get rid of more cards. If I went to 8, I would have to draw, or if I went to 8, I could go 8, 9, 10. So either way works out, but just that's the thinking. You have to make to see how you can go the longest without having to deal a card. So I'm gonna go 8, 9, 10, and I'm stuck, so I have to draw a card. So there's a jack. I can put a queen or a 10, so I don't have that. There are power-ups you see on the bottom right. I've accumulated some in this game. So like a wild card, or I can get rid of some cards with this one, but I'll keep going. Another jack, how unfortunate. A 2, there you go. So I can do like 2, then A, then K, then A, then K. Go back and forth. So A, yeah, K over here, so I can open these 2 over here. And another A, open these on the right. K, A, K. So look, I got a little streak bonus because I did more than a lot of cards at once without having to draw. I can do another one. So there, 5. So I can go 4. Then let's do 5. So I can open this left one. Let me do 4 so I can open here these over here. Then 3, open that card. 4, then 3. And there, I got even a bigger streak bonus, right? So I keep going. I could put an ace on here. Keep going. Oh, I'm so lucky, right? 5, then 6. Oh, which 8? Left or right? I don't know which one. Let's see if we're lucky. Let me do my right. Okay, I guess I'm lucky, right? I got a 7, and then I can do an 8. And now I have to draw again. So look, I got a streak star because I got a high enough streak. I got another star for the level. So 6, can't do that. 2, I can do this 3. I'm looking for a 9, a 10, a jack, a queen. Any of those will work. No, not a 4, not a 7, not an 8, not a 2. Oh, there's the 9. Let me do the right one. 10, J, 10. Gosh, now I need 2 cards. I need a 7 or a 5 or a queen or an ace? There's the five. Let's see if we can get a queen or an ace. Come on. Three, jack. There you go. And that's it. That's how you play tri-peak solitaire. So that's a lot of fun. You don't have to think about, colors. You just have to really think about numbers and the process of doing that. So, if you want to participate, you can if you want to, you can unmute as well. So we'll play one more level together, and then we'll move on to our next act. So if you want to follow along, please unmute yourself, and would love to play with you all as well. So this is an ad. So again, it's good to see. Anytime you see an ad, you're trying to look for like these little arrows or X just to get out of the ad. There's the arrow, and then I'm gonna hit the X. So you may have to do it multiple times, but there you go. So yeah, I just claimed a reward because I played a game, and then I'm gonna hit continue. So now I'm on level 2. There are app purchases that you can purchase, but I just really play for free. So here's level 2, and let's see if we can tackle level 2. So you see the format is just a little bit different, right? Now it's not just pyramids, now it's an upside down pyramid. So there's a queen. So if we have a queen, we can put a jack or a king. Yeah, and the king is better because look at all the other numbers. We have aces, we have twos, we have threes, we have a 4. We can get rid of all of those, but we can't do that if we choose jack. So that's a good one, Mr. Thomas. King. Then we have to do ace. Then we have to do the number 2, black or red. Which one?
Fine.
Okay. And then we can do 3. And then we could do 4 or 2. Which one do you all want to do? 4 or 2?
4.
Okay. So we need a 3 or a 5. So we don't have that. So we have to draw again, right? Yep. There's 9. So there we have an 8. So we can do the top 8 or the bottom 8. So which one do you want? Which one do you all want to do?
The top 8.
Okay. So we need a 7 or a 9. We have the 9 here on the right.
Yes.
Then the 10.
Yeah,
10,
then the 10.
10 and the jack.
Yeah, good job. So we need a queen or a 10. So we don't have that anymore. So we need to draw again. There's a 5. We need a 6 or a 4. Yeah.
You got the
There's a
6.
6. Good.
I like this game.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, right? Because it just makes you think of the streaks and to just to how long you can go. It's a lot of fun. So 6, we need a 7 or a 5. We don't have that. There's a king, so we can do an ace. That's the ace, and then we can either do a king or a 2.
You got the king.
2.
Okay,
I'll go to 2 though. Yeah.
Okay, 2. Good. That was a good call because now we can go back to the what? The ace, right?
Yes. Then the king.
And then we can go the king.
Right.
So we need it. We need an ace or a queen. We don't have that, so we have to go to the next card. And look at that. That's really lucky,
8,
right?
9,
Look what
10
we can
right
do.
there.
8,
8,
9,
10.
10, jack.
Jack.
Yeah.
Queen.
And then there's the
Very
queen.
good.
Yeah. And see, it's streak bonus. So love it. And look, we have our luck again. We could do 3.
3, 4, 3.
And then so
4.
here's a suggestion. So which one should we do? The left one or the right one? And why?
I would do the black one.
The red one, so you would get an extra card.
Good, good.
Right.
That's what I was looking for. So whoever's Miss Maddie, thank you. Good job.
Yeah.
So let's do this one. Yeah, so we need a 5 or a 3. We don't have that, so we have to keep going. And there we go. We're lucky again. We can go to the 6, then the 7. Yeah.
9.
And then
No.
yeah.
No,
Wish we
no
could.
more.
We need a 6 or an 8. But
Yeah.
there we go.
You got a 4.
4.
Yep. Number 4, good. Number 4,
Number
wow.
4.
Sometimes that happens. The card is the same card. You're like, right? So we need a 8, 9, or 10, or an 11, and we can keep going. No, queen. Queen. There you go. Here's an eight. So we could do 9,
9, 10, jack.
10. Oh, why could that have been a queen? They just did me dirty, right? So I need an ace or a queen to finish. So let's hope that it comes out. There you go, ace. And we won.
Okay, very good.
So there you go. So that
I like that
yeah, as you keep going through the levels, they add more different powers, different cards, types of cards as well. So and yeah, there are also other parts of the game as well, like little mini games and such. But that was a lot of fun to explore with you all, and I hope you have as much fun with the next game. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Alex, the other solitary you have to go with black, red, black, red.
yeah, so yeah, because this is Tiki or Tri-Peak Solitaire, we don't have to worry about the colors. We can just worry about the numbers, okay?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for participating. Yeah. So if I hit continue X, I just want to show you all maybe some other things like free coins. There is a daily bonus that you can do. There's even a jackpot as well that you can do. So if you have a certain amount, you spend your coins to to play this press your luck type of game, slinko, whatever it was. So I'm gonna just drop one, and then you'll see it go, and that's how you can earn additional coins. So look, I got the middle first try, and I received a power up. It's called a trap torch. So lucky me. So you can either watch an ad to get a free play, or you can spend some coins in the game. Again, these are in-game stuff, so it's all free. I didn't pay 1 cent for this. So you get coins by playing the game. So look, I got a free wild power up as well. So that's a lot of fun. Again, the levels get a little harder each and every time. So again, it's a lot of fun. So that's, it's called Treasure Shrine in this game. Yeah. And then there are leaderboards, different clubs in here. So you can be a part of a little group within the game, and you get prizes for doing that, things of that nature. So you see there's many islands, all of this. So lots to explore and have fun. So I hope you all enjoyed that game. So I'm going to hold my session back up because it went out on me, which is okay. But we're going to move on to our next game, and then we'll do our showcase of many different types of card games. Because just like in real life, there's so many different card games that you can take advantage of or play on your iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, and we'll be playing. I go back to Zoom. And thank you so much for your patience and for playing some Tiki Solitaire, Tri-Peaks Solitaire with me. That was a lot of fun. So our next game or app for today is Skip-Bo. So again, this is one of my favorite childhood games to play at different rec centers and stuff. So there's a virtual version. So Skip-Bo, there are new and exciting ways to play Skip-Bo, a fun card game with a solitaire twist. Skip-Bo is a fun and competitive card game for all card game lovers. Hundreds of fun and challenging levels that will keep your mind active and train your brain are waiting for you to explore. Solve satisfying puzzles in the solitaire variation by stacking cards in sequence and clearing the board to win. So just like before, we're going to watch a quick video on the physical kind of version of the game, and we'll see how it works out in the virtual version. So again, quick video on how to play Skip-Bo.
Skip-Bo is a fun card game that can be played with 2 to 6 people. The goal of the game is to get rid of your cards before all of the other players. To play, you'll need a deck of cards designed specifically for Skip-Bo. First, shuffle the cards and deal each player their hand. For a 2 to 4 player game, deal each player 30 cards. For a 5 to 6 player game, deal each player 20 cards. Keep your cards face down in a pile, except for the top card, which you should flip up. Place the leftover cards face down in the center of the table. The player to the left of the dealer goes first. To start your turn, draw from the face-down pile in the center of the table until you have 5 cards. Then, see if you can play any of your cards, including the face-up card, on your pile or one of the 4 piles in the center of the playing area. In order to play one of your cards on a center pile, it must be the next card in ascending order. Skip-Bo cards are wild and can be used as any card. To start a new center pile on the table, you must play a 1.
A 1. So you have to start with 1.
If you
to
put
start
a 12 on a pile, the pile is discarded, and the space opens up for a new pile to start. There can only be 4 piles on the table at one time. If you play a card from the top of your personal pile, flip up the next card in the pile. Continue your turn until you're unable to play any more cards. Then, discard a card from your hand. Every player has 4 discard piles. You can stack discarded cards and play them on the center piles as long as they're at the top of the discarded stack. If you manage to play all 5 of the cards in your hand in one turn, draw another 5 cards from the deck and continue playing.
Yeah, it's like you get to play
Once
again.
a player
basically.
discards, it's the player to their left's turn. Play continues until one player plays all of the cards in their personal pile. Whoever runs out of cards in their personal pile first wins.
Yeah, so that's how to play Skip-Bo. So on your iPad, again, you're going to go to the App Store and you're going to search for the Skip-Bo app. So again, search games, app stories, and more. You type in Skip-Bo, very easy. And then you're going to want to search for the app. You see it opens here at the top right. It has over 138,000 reviews. It's the number 26 card game on the App Store, and it's very popular. So again, like before, you're going to get the app if you don't have it already, and then you're going to again verify your information, and then you'll be able to download and then open the Skip-Bo app. So again, I already have it downloaded right here on my home screen, so I can open it from here, the App Store, and let's just go right ahead and see what this virtual version of Skip-Bo has to offer. Yep, so privacy policy, yep, allow, yep, I want notifications. Have you played Skip-Bo before? I'll do the new so I can just show you what it looks like. I'm new to Skip-Bo. Welcome to Skip-Bo Classic. Look, your opponent is ready. Let's start. The first player to empty their stockpile wins the game. So look, you have to start with 1, right? You cannot start with 2, 3. You have to start with the 1. And this is your personal pile. So all you do is tap on the card to play it. So yeah, we need to find a 2 and a 3 first to play the 4. Yep, so I have a 2, I have a 3, and then even though I have a 4 in my hand, I want to play this 4 because if I get rid of all of my cards on my personal pile, I win. The other person has 5 in their pile too, so I want to get mine finished before them so I can win. Yep. I have to end my turn by playing a card in my discard. So I'm going to play the 4 because I don't think I'll use it. So I want to make sure or see if I can utilize all the cards in my hand to then play a new hand and have more cards to win. Yep, at the beginning of a return, you'll draw back up to 5 cards automatically. Try to clear all the stuck cards and win the game. Yep, I'm going to do a 5, then a 6. You can also drag it too. You see I can drag the card, because what if you have 2 of the same number? You may want to drag it to a particular pile. But now I'm going to do the 7. Here's the 8. And then look, I can use my 4 from the discard pile and play my last card. And look, I just won. So that's how you play Skip-Bo. You try to get rid of all of the cards in your personal pile. And that's how you win the game. So look, now I'm playing against 2 people. Skip-Bo cards are wild. So we can use this at this one as a 1, as a 2, 3, 4, by any number card you want. It's a wild card, right? So I'm going to use it and drag it or tap it, and it'll be a 1. Then I can play 2, then 3. I don't have any 4s, so I have to play a card. So let me play this 8. Oh, yeah, and you see their turn, and their discard piles too. So you can look at what they have and kind of, strategize from there, right? So I'm going to do the 5 and the 6 because I want to get rid of the 7. I wish I had that person's 11 because I could have gotten rid of my 12. 8, 9, 10, and then I can't play the 5, so I have to discard it. So again, the other person plays. Hopefully the other person doesn't have a 12, so I can play. Yep, 12, great. Drag it. I can play the 3, and I can play a 1. And I just won. So again, another round of the game. Yep, seems like you have a handle on this. Now, are you ready for a real challenge? So like before, you all can unmute and participate if you'd like, okay? So let's do our last tutorial round. So we're against 3 other people. So I go first. So what card do I have to play first? Or what card can I play for my hand?
1.
Yep, a 1, right? And I cannot play anything more because I don't have a 2, so I have to discard. So I'm going to choose a low card, because they'll most likely have the 2, 3, whatever. So I'll play a low card so I can utilize my hand.
Oh, 2.
Yeah, just the 2. Doesn't matter which one. And again, I can't play anymore. So let me do this 11. Yep. You can even stack cards on your discard. Like if I had another 7 in my hand, I would place that on the 7 in the discard pile. Yep, just turn off the music through the settings. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh,
I
4, 5,
see
and
I have. Yep, 4, 5, and 6. Yes, good job. 4, then 5, and look, on my pile of 4 popped up. Again, I want to get rid of that because that's how you win. I could do a 6, then the 7 from my pile, then an 8. And it looks like I can't play anymore. So again, look what I can do. I can put a 10 on the 11, or I could put it its own, but I have space. So you cannot play a card that's underneath another card in the discard pile. So it's important to keep that in mind as well. Hopefully the Charlotte doesn't have a 2, so I can play my 2. Look, Carol only has 1 card left. Let's see if we can win this round. Okay, I can play the 2. I can play the 8.
6.
Dang, we don't have a 9, you all. We could have won. But yes,
Oh, yeah,
and numbers. Yep, and number 6.
number
And number
7.
7. What else
1.
can I play for my hand? Yep, number 1.
1.
Oh,
and I can't play anymore. I don't have a 9, an 8, a 3, or a 2, so I have to play a card. So, I think Carol may not win now because Olivia just won. That's why. So look, Olivia just won so close, but you have what it takes. Let's try again. So one more time, you all. So look, we have a wild card this time.
well, you can do 1, 2.
Mm-hmm. 1,
And
2.
3 can be your. Oh
Yeah.
no, 3.
Look, another 3.
And then
And
4
what?
can be your
Yes,
skipper
ma'am.
card, right?
Yes, ma'am. Good job. Number 5, number 6, and we can't play no more, so we can discard either card. So look, we're already ahead by a lot. But Steven over here is killing it. 2. Okay, 4. Come on, keep going. We need a 6, 7. There you go. We need 8 and 9.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
9.
8.
9 did it again. It did it for us last time too. But we can do
8.
the 8. We can do the 11.
And 10. And 12.
Mm-hmm. And then now, because look, we have space now, we can
You
put
got
the
no
1.
1. You thought the 10.
Yeah, I wish we
6.
could. We don't have a 9. We have to do it
Okay.
chronologically. So we don't have the 9. So there you go. Steven had a 9. Let's see if Otto he beat us to it.
Ooh, that's funny.
Yeah, now Charlotte's going. So it's Charlotte's last card.
Oh, look.
So let's
Oh,
so
look.
we have to think about this strategically, right? So
Yeah, 7, 8.
As this, oh no, not the
Yeah,
skippo. We
you
have an
use an
8
8.
right
Yeah.
here.
You use an
Yeah,
8.
good catch,
9,
Miss Rosemary. 9
10.
and then 10. Oh,
Make
look
it
what we
skip.
can do. 7
Oh,
and then 8. Look, we just won. Look at that. We got it. That you all. We had to
yay.
use every single card. We had to make sure if we had wasted that Skippo, then yeah, that's not a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoy Skippo Classic. And now we can play now the actual like adventure through the whole game. So look, when I hit these different options at the bottom, this is the adventure button. So I get 10 free tickets to play because you have to pay a certain amount of coins. I have 4,000 coins to start. And look, I have a free adventure bonus, so I can collect 1,000 free coins. Yeah, you can go back to the village at any time. So there are different ways you can play online with others. You can play with friends. You can play offline as well. But here in the adventure, look, welcome to Skippo Adventure. Let's start here. So we're at level 1. So this is the single player version is just you. So it's kind of like Tri-Peak in a way, but it's just with numbers. So 1, 2, 3, keep going. Skippos are wild and may be used in place of any other card. So we'll use that as an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's just showing you basically on how it goes. So great, we got that. 3 stars. Easiest level. And then we go to level 2. So again, it's kind of like Candy Crush, just kind of like we play their different levels and different little mini games and other avenues to play too. So you need a 1 on the pile before you can add the 2. So just like before, you have to draw cards. This time, it gives you 2 cards to play with. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can't play, so I have to draw a new card. And you see that other card goes away. So it's kind of like use it or you lose it, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The building pile will be cleared when it reaches 12. Then you can start from 1 again. There you go. Next, we'll go one more time. But as you can see, it's quite simple. You just go through the levels and it just gets a little bit more difficult each time. So this level, it complete the hazelnut to complete the level. So I don't have to overturn every single card. I can just get the hazelnut. It looks like an acorn to me, but 1, 2, 3. So I just need to get rid of the 7. Nothing else matters. I just need to get rid of the 7 to win the level. So I need to draw.
You got it.
Don't have any. I can't do anything. I have to draw again. There's the 4. There's the 5. There's the 6. And there's the 7. And that's it. So look, I get bonus points for as many cards that are left. That's why I didn't care about the other ones. So you can get the most, stars, the most coins, etc. So yeah, those are the different levels. There are messages like inbox. You can get messages. You can again purchase coins with real cash if you want to. But I play everything for free. But play online, play with friends, play offline. So there are some different modes of playing as well. So yeah, that's Skip-Bo. So Skip-Bo is our last game. So really quick, if you want to discover other card games, there are so many card games that you can utilize on your iPad. What I suggest you do is you go to the App Store and you can literally search and put in the search. You can put card games if you want, and then you can look at all the results that are here. It's like Spider, Solitaire, Free Cell, Monopoly, Spades, Spiral Solitaire. There's so many different options here as well. You can also, like even Gin Rummy, this one looks pretty good. I would just look for apps that have a lot of ratings. Like even 4,000 may not seem like a lot, it's still a lot. Free Cell Solitaire, Spades, look at all these different apps. Canista, oh my goodness, I haven't heard of Canista in like years. I love Mahjong, Solitaire, Blackjack, Full Deck Solitaire. There's so many different options. You can also, you see at the bottom of the App Store, there's this games option. And when you do that, you see at the top, there are some different categories: puzzle, casual, adventure. And if we swipe through, look, there's card. So if you go to card, and once it loads, you'll see specifically, some of the card games that are available. So I know we covered Uno last week, which is a tabletop, but also a card game. There's some like Hearthstone that we talked about in the video. That's a lot of fun. Top free card games, Vita Mahjong, Solitaire. Different examples. Oops, I accidentally hit get. Spider Solitaire. You can see all of the free card games. Lots of Solitaire. But there's some different avenues as well. So it's just all about exploring the different apps and basically the App Store in general to navigate your device and to try these out. There's so many things to try out. So I hope this inspired you today to do so. So again, this is our overview and discussion. So again, thank you so much for coming on to today's session. We do have a poll at the end, so make sure you all stay on for the poll to let us know how you felt about today's session. But at this point, if this is, if you want to share a reaction or any comments, any questions you have, or if you'd like to answer one or more of these questions on the screen, I would love to hear from you by raising your hand. So what is one new fact that you learned today? What app or apps are you interested in trying out? What was your favorite card game growing up? And or how does playing card games positively impact your life? So again, thank you all so much for coming on. We'll go through some hands and then start our poll for today. So first up is Maddie. Hi, Maddie. How are you?
Hey, excuse me. Hey, how are you? Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes.
I'm doing well. I have had a good day so far. I hope you have as well, Maddie.
Wonderful, wonderful. I grew up playing cards. I'm the only card player in my family, but I grew up playing cards since I was like 5 or 6. And I played putt poker, Texas Hold'em, and there was a young lady. I think she was from Minnesota. She played euchre,
Oh
and
my goodness.
yes, and I almost and I tried to get her to teach me how to play, but that never happened. But
I
here's what she said.
understand.
Here's what she said. Euchre
Uh-huh.
was a fast-paced game
Mm,
that
mm.
children would play with adults. And just because they were children, no mercy.
Oh my goodness.
No mercy. No mercy. It was a cutthroat game and it was very quick. And
Oh wow.
I'm going to try to look it up. I'm going to look it up in the app to see if they have one because I
Mm-hmm.
still want to learn how to play it.
Oh yeah,
You
you could
know,
do that. You can try Googling it, seeing those
right,
instructions, or the apps too, or see if it's within the app. Because I think the apps do a really great job of showing you how to play. Like Skip Out, you saw it just
right,
showed you how to play step by step. The
right,
Solitaire, it was pretty self-explanatory once we saw the video, and there are guides in there too. So
right.
I believe in you, Miss Maddie.
I would rather do the app because the app would
Yeah, of
allow me to
course.
play because
Oh yeah.
it's a Midwestern game
Uh-huh.
and we're far from the Midwest. So the likelihood of me finding someone else to be able to play it with or a group that may be a little difficult. So the app would be easier.
Oh yeah, there probably is an online version where you can play with others online, or at least play against the computer, or yeah, just learn how to play too. So yeah, it's
Right,
just all about finding because there's so many different card games to play and such.
right,
So
right. And the last thing, let me add it. It was played for money, and the old people took the young people's money without a problem. And you lose, you didn't get it back.
oh my gosh,
Yes,
Maddie.
yes. So, but yeah, that just to add another one to my repertoire.
Yeah, oh yeah, always fun to learn something new. And if you let someone else know, they're like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much, and I enjoyed.
Oh, thank you, Maddie. I'm glad that you enjoyed today's session, and
Thank you.
as always, appreciate your participation and have a great day.
You too.
Mm-hmm. Just want we didn't do any because we haven't didn't realize, but we actually do have a newcomer on today, Miss Barbara Pickens. So while I answer these questions, let's all welcome Miss Barbara in the chat to our program. So just wanted to mention that as we continue with the hands. But again, thanks so much for coming on, Miss Barbara. I hope you enjoyed today's session. And stay on for the poll. Next up is Louise. Hi, Louise. Hope you're well. There, Louise. And you got to hit unmute in the middle.
Yeah, I was saying,
How are you?
I'm pretty good. While we were growing up, they said it was gambling and we shouldn't play cards. So I never really learned. And so I wanted to try the solitaire, but I didn't understand the principle. You know, why you pick the card? Are you adding the numbers? Are you looking at what's on the card? I said, Lord have mercy. It's hard to teach some old dog new tricks because I never understood why you pick the cards. I'm still looking, but I guess I'm slow. I need an
Oh
explanation.
no! You just gotta really just practice and just try some things out.
Mhm.
You don't get anywhere in life without a few falls or without a few
Right, right.
challenges. But when you keep trying and if you don't get it the first time, then you try again and you might get it. So it's all about that. But just by
I
coming
keep
on
trying.
and.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
So
it's fun when you sit around sometime that you occupy your mind with something, you know.
yeah, you occupy your mind, but you also, that required a lot of, not a lot, but just some brain power and some,
Yes.
thinking, analytical skills. It really
Mm-hmm.
keeps you sharp when
Mm-hmm.
play these games. So
Right.
it's, just all about trying and picking it up and seeing if you like it, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So I keep on trying.
Yes, ma'am. And
Thank you.
no problem. I hope you enjoyed today, Louise. And
Yeah,
thanks for coming on
I
as
was
always.
enjoying watching you play.
Well, if I did that, then
And
I'm
the
happy.
guys pitch in, so I
Oh
was in.
yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have won that third round of Skippo if it wasn't for Miss Rosemary, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you so
Yeah.
much for that, Louise, and I'm glad that
You.
you enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a
Have a
lot.
good day. Next up is Brenda.
Hey,
Hi, Brenda. How are you?
I'm good. Well, Alex, I come from a card playing family,
Uh-huh.
and I like from grandma. Grandma, when we were kids, grandma taught us how to play war. We play I Declare War. Then we moved on to Pity Pat, Deuce,
Uh-huh.
same thing.
Yes.
Then we learned how to play Tunk, play Tunk cards. When I got older as an adult, we played that for money. Then we learned how to play spades. And I used to hang with my mom, and I learned how to play bid whist. And we played bid. We used to sit up all night and play bid whist.
Oh
I
my
mean, we had
goodness.
so much. We had a lot of fun. And playing cards. It's a social thing.
Yes.
You with your folks and you having fun and laughing and just having a good time. So and I know how to play solitaire. I know how to play a lot of
Mm-hmm.
these games. Few games they didn't mention was spades and bid whist. Those are good games. They're online too.
Oh yeah.
You can play those as well. I was talking with Maddie the last session you had, and we were talking about playing Coon Can. And Coon Can is a two-player card game.
Oh wow. I've
Yeah,
never heard of that.
with that game, you take the 8, 9s, and 10s out. You get 10 cards. You can spread like 3, 4, 5, or three
Oh wow.
kings. And the winner, when you get 11 cards, that's the game.
Uh-huh.
And that I never played that for money, but my mom and her friends said that they did used to play
Oh.
that for money. So it's a good game, and I love playing cards. I still play cards on my iPad now. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, like I said, I come from a long line of card players in my family. So yeah, but I enjoyed it. So I mean, I think I have solitaire on here. I got a lot of games, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I know you do, Brenda. It's just all about trying just different things out, all different types of games, because it's really
Yeah.
important to find what you like. So yeah, I'm glad that you like card games. I love like the
Yeah.
tabletop games and like the card games too. I like a lot of card games.
Yeah.
So it's just fun to explore different things as
Yeah.
as you have said. So
Yeah, they
it
keep
it
your
it,
mind
it
occupied,
yeah.
keep you sharp, keep you, keep
Mm-hmm.
you thinking.
Yep,
Yeah.
and it was a part of your life, right?
Right.
Or it was. So that's also, it plays a part too. That gives you that nostalgia, that
Yeah.
that calm, because you've done it before, and
Right.
you're experiencing now again. So it kind of gives you that deja vu,
Yeah.
and it makes you feel good. So
And look, my children play too. They
yeah, oh
beat
yeah.
me, but they can't.
Oh,
They
I
think
know
they can
that's
beat
right,
mama.
Brenda. And yeah, I mean, hey, it's nice to, it's a way to spend time with people and to
Yeah.
learn and to laugh and to have fun and to, you know, just learn something new. So
Learn something new. So I got to introduce my grandchildren to it. I'll play some war with Jackson and Jordan. See how they
oh,
got to teach them too.
I know that's right, Brenda.
Yes.
Well, thank
But
you so much for
Android is
sharing.
great. Sure.
Yes, yes. Oh, I'm so glad, and thank you so much for coming on as always, Brenda, and have a
Thanks, Al.
great rest of your day.
You too.
Hmm. So again, thank you all so much for your patience. I hope, the questions and the experiences of others have, made you laugh and, brought some memories. So I do see we have Anne. So I'm gonna start our poll so you can all can fill it out. And then I'm gonna unmute Anne. Okay. So I just started our poll, so make sure you all are in Zoom and you can complete the poll. The first question is what percentage of the information was new to you? So there's 10, 50, 75%. The second question is, would you like to learn more about this topic? Yes or no? Please rate the speaker's presentation skills. 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest. And how likely would you recommend this presentation to a friend? Very likely, likely, or unlikely. Once you select each answer that best fits you, you can hit submit at the bottom, and then you're free to go if you'd like. But thank you all so much for coming on to today's session. Tomorrow we have our advanced session, which at 10 a.m., which will be covering tile games. So kind of the third part of classic games for this series of presentations. So I would love if all of you could come on to our 10 a.m. session tomorrow. 12 p.m. we'll be traveling to China with Lou for our travel edition of the Lunch Club. And again, just like I said in the chat, you can let Lou know that, hey, did you know that playing cards were invented in China in the 9th century? And I know he would really like that. Last but not least, we will have our 1:30 p.m. module, which will be covering module 3, email on your iPad. So we have a lot of fun, a lot of great sessions tomorrow. So make sure y'all come on to learn and have fun as we have done today. So again, in Zoom, please make sure you fill out the poll. If you do not see the poll, hit more at the top right, then polls and quizzes, and then you'll be able to access the poll. The next up is Anne for our hands. Hi, Anne. Thanks for coming on. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
A question. Can you get the tutorial again after you put the game on your iPad?
Yes, and that's a great question. So usually depending on the game, there's like a guide section, or like if you go into settings, sometimes you'll see like the rules or the tutorial of the game. So yes, it does depend on the game, but most of them do have like that tutorial or just like the how to play. So for the Skippo, I see. Well, in the beginning, they had that tutorial, so you could choose, but seeing how to play it again, not 100% sure looking through. Oh, here's how to play Skippo. Look at that. So then
okay.
it literally shows you that tutorial again. So there's that for the solitaire one. If I go into that app, again, for most games, you'll just have to look for where it might say guide or how to play, something like that.
Okay, because it was kind of fast, and when you introduce more than one thing, you get kind of confused. So I was just asking.
Oh yeah, no problem. And these sessions are always uploaded too. So if you ever want to see how to play it again, you can do that. But in this app, you see in the menu it says guide. And then it tells you how to play. So tap any card one higher or lower, completion time, how to undo. So yeah, most, if not all games should have a guide in some way, shape, or form when your when you're on there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
But I hope you enjoyed today's session, Anne.
I did. I like playing games, and a lot of time I'm by myself, so I like playing stuff that I can play by myself.
Yeah.
And it relaxes you,
Yeah. So try some of those out and let us know how it is, or let others know how it is. Okay, Anne?
Okay, dear. Thank you.
No problem. I hope you have a great rest of your day, Anne.
You're my hero.
Oh, well, thank you, and I'm glad to be able to have fun while I work and show and play some games. That's a lot of fun. Playing games
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
that's a lot of fun. So, that's why I enjoy doing these sessions. So I hope the rest of you feel the same way as well and enjoy the interactive parts of our presentations. So thank you, Anne. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, dear.
So again, thank you all for filling out the poll for today. So I'm just going to go ahead and end it. Thank you all so much for coming on. Again, at 10 a.m. tomorrow, we have our advanced session on tile games. 12 p.m. we have our travel edition of the Lunch Club, traveling to China. And at 1:30, we will be covering email on your iPad. So make sure you all come on for that. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. And thank you all so much for coming on to today's session. And enjoy yourselves.
Thank
It was
you,
a lot of
Alex.
fun.
Everybody have a good day.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you,
Lots
Alex.
of
Have a
fun.
Good
day.
evening.
Good evening.
Look, hopefully
No
God will
problem.
tomorrow. Bye now.
Yes, yes. Thank you all so much for coming on. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
All right. You too, Alex.
You too.
Lots of fun.
All
Keep coming
right.
on for lots of fun. Have a great day.